What's up, everybody? Not YouTube at all. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So, as you guys already probably know, that we tried to set up some good scheduled meetings for talking about where DECA is going to be going next throughout the summertime, also going into the next year. But clearly, we're all pretty busy and we can't really meet up or video chat too well. So I thought I'd take it upon myself of creating this video encompassing the complete agenda. So enough seeing my face. I just want to jump right into it so we can get this over with. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so looking at our screen here, let me just pull up our DECA agenda. So this, don't mind too much up there. There's not much that you need to know. The biggest things I want to focus on are here. Okay, so first off, DECA Values, executive team roles and responsibilities that are revised in our constitution that I created, DECA fundraising agreement contracts that I made myself, DECA calendar, filled out local bank donation applications for the summer and fall, just because we found out that banks like to get that stuff out of the way as soon as possible before the school year starts. Our plan of action for the fundraising initiatives throughout the summer. Obviously, this has been the biggest dilemma for us all right now, but I still think we have a lot of time left. It's actually only, June 15th? Yeah, so we definitely can make that happen. Anyways, back to it. The next one would be DECA Cookout, June 23rd. We at Jeff's house in Nina from 4 to 7. And redecorating the hall. This one we can really hold off on. It's not anything we need to take care of right away. It's something that's not too big of my concern. But biggest thing right here, I want us to recalibrate and focus on our values. What makes us different than anybody else in that business program or in our extracurricular activities, which is our values, what we hold ourselves true to. It's basically our standard of living. So let me show you. So we have respect, communication, integrity, and teamwork. This one right here is going to be number 1, respect. So if there's a moment when someone is just being really mean, upset, or they're not being collaborative, I'd rather not kind of alienate them. I want us to sit down, talk it out, and make something of that situation. It's not a null and void place at that time. We need to sit down, be mature individuals, and talk through it, and at least come up with a compromise. That's what's going to make sure that we keep moving along with great progression throughout the next term. Which leads me into the next thing right here, is communication. This portion, I would say, was probably the hardest thing back last year, but it doesn't mean we can't improve it. So communication. I want to make sure that when there's an email sent out, or someone's asking for feedback in the group chat, or has an idea for an event, or someone says they're going to follow up with them, I want to make sure we all do so, because that way we can ensure everyone's on the same page. There's no room for misinterpretation because we're, proactively taking care of that. And that way we can, again, keep continuing on with a nice, smooth DECA season. Which leads me into the next thing, which is integrity. In my eyes, in DECA, this means taking on some work, volunteering for some work, and following through with it. Because there's nothing worse than someone saying they'll do something and they don't do it. Although that's probably going to happen at some point in time, we all fall susceptible to that. We never know what life's going to throw at us. I just need you to hold true with the second value right there, which is communication. Let us know that there's nothing that you can do. There's something that came up. That way we all can take over and take care of business there. Which leads me to the last one right here, which is teamwork. Teamwork is very important in this. This club and organization would not be running at all if we didn't work together collaboratively, whether it be an FETC DECA, state DECA, or national DECA. Everyone works as a team, and we need to do that because things will fall apart. I need you guys just as well as you probably would need anybody else in your life. It's literally you guys are my second family, and I need to make sure that you guys feel welcomed, you guys feel cared about, you guys feel like you're a part of this. And I'm going to make sure I do my best to do that. But it all falls back on these. We need to respect one another, communicate properly, have integrity, and then teamwork. That's where it falls in. And then it all correlates to a better professional aspect to all of us. That's what surrounds all of these. If we master all 4 of these values, we'll all be better professional individuals going out into our future career. I look forward to seeing how well we can do this, because this is going to be super fun. I think setting the standard really sets the pace for what to expect with DECA. Anyways, enough ranting about the values. Let me show you what's next. The executive team roles and responsibilities in the revised constitution. This was kind of a headache. I didn't really know exactly what I want to put in there, but I feel pretty confident about what's in there right now. And let me know if I can add anything, because you guys are a team member too. I need some good feedback. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. So please let me know. Anyways, jumping back into the video. This right here, I just have them highlighted here. So we'll start off with section 1, which is all officers. So as officers, it is our responsibility to assist in the organization and attend all meetings. Number 2, well, B here would be, an officer may miss 5 executive meetings, but must notify another officer or advisor no later than 1 hour prior to the scheduled meeting. Moving to BA here, if an officer has missed 3 or more consecutive meetings without notifying an advisor or another officer, it will be cause for an immediate removal pending a vote on behalf of the executive team. So, if you fall short of our values, which was communication, respect, teamwork, and integrity, if you fall short of those, and you're not coming to the meetings, we're going to have to find someone else to fill that position. That's just how it goes. That's not necessarily being rude. It's just we're better off having no one in that position and spreading out that work than having someone in that position hoping the work might get done. So I mean no harm and no false hope for anybody out there. I just need us to stay true to the values and make sure that we are attending meetings, because it's very important that we are all on the same page. Cool. Anyways, looking back in here, we can skip through all this. There's not much to cover. This one's me, president. President preside over all the conduct organization meetings and executive council meetings in accordance with accepted preliminary procedures. Basically, I'll take care of all the meetings as best as I can. If I can't, I will definitely communicate with you guys and ask for some assistance and help there. Next piece is being responsible for conducting the meetings according to the agenda in a proper form as outlined in the Constitution, distribution, and all sorts. Honestly, there's a lot of things. Let's just say I'll take care of just about anything I can, and if I can't, I'll reach out to you guys for more assistance. Moving on to Vice President. This is you, Cobra. Here we are. So, the Vice President will assist the President in discharging of his or her duties and responsibilities at all times. So if I can't do something, like I was saying earlier, I'll pass it off to you guys. Hopefully we can get it taken care of. And if not, we gotta work hard on making sure we get it done. That's all. Next would be preside over the organization and the executive officers' meetings in the absence of the President. So if I'm not there, Cobra, you take over the meetings. I'll definitely let you know way ahead of time if I can't make something, unless an emergency happens, which rarely happens for some reason. My life's not that exciting. Then moving on to C, preside over and assist the following officers in their duties, in part by keeping the communication between the organization members and other officers and the executive president flowing smoothly between the organization members and other officers of the president flowing smoothly. Wow, that was a mouthful. That I didn't write. That was from the previous guys. One thing that I'd recommend for myself, definitely change that. But basically, delegating work, if you can't handle something, reach out to us. We're your team, and we'll figure out something. Biggest thing here, honestly, if you can start to see the big picture here, if you can't do something, let one of us know, or all of us know, and we can start negotiating, talking about where we can put all of our resources to make sure all the work is completed. And basically, we'll move down to E. Will assist the advisor, president, and secretary in needing fulfilling out necessary forms and the registration for new and returning members of the membership roster. For example, Fall Leadership Conference, Regional DECA Conference, and the State Career Leadership. Basically, you'll help us out with paperwork. Secretary. Yeah, we split it up, so we don't have a secretary at the moment. We'll move right down here to treasurer, which, hey, Makena, this is you. So you're going to be to protect any all permanent records of the organization, prepare all necessary reports for the organization, such as surgery money records, student travel and event fees, fundraising donations, DECA master account spreadsheets, and maintain up-to-date financial records regarding the DECA account. such as like making sure we're on top of all the soda sales, any events that we host. That way we can keep track of all of that. Which moves into social media manager. And Sophia, I'm looking at you on this one. So you're going to be in charge of creating the social media calendar and incorporating the schedule of the post. What type of content will be delivered, inform, engage, funny, teaching, and promoting. This can only be completed after the yearly DECA calendar has been created, which it's sort of like that, but obviously a calendar is going to be continually updated all the time. So don't necessarily have to worry about getting the calendar set in place right there, because we never know what events are to come. But I did find a new software called Content Cal, and I'll be happy to share that with you once we meet up sometime throughout the school year. I think you're gonna love it. Moving on to C, or B actually. Create the creative piece to each post, photos, flyers, infographics, and so forth. But Sophia, if you don't like to do that, I definitely love to do it too, so I can help you out in that regard too. Ensure the post copy is free of grammatical errors. Please, that's just more of a professional touch to everything, making sure everything looks proper, hard press, because that's what DECA is all about. We don't cut any corners. We take care of business. And then tag everyone depicted in the group photos as well as all locations. Now, this one I want to rephrase though. So you don't have to tag only the people that are in the photos. If there's other members who didn't attend just because they couldn't, definitely tag them. It's all about reach. We want to make sure as many people know about DECA as possible. And we want those people to also share the post, again, to help promote the understanding of DECA and what we do. Anyways, back to it, which sends me right here to recruitment specialist. And this is you, Wyatt. Wyatt, you will be in charge of creating the presentation for speaking to the class. I do have a video, as you probably already noticed, that we can definitely run through it. I have a few scripts that Nick and I work together on that we use for speaking to Terry's class, so we'll help you out in that regard. B will be reach out to instructors to set up appointments to speak with the classes. That I definitely, if you need help talking or finding the instructors, I got your back. Hand out meeting and contact information to students presented to. So this one, like if we have any like paper or like pamphlets that we can hand out, that'd be awesome. If you need help creating them, yeah, just let us know. We'll be happy to do that with you. I do have some old flyers that are still in the office, or aka the storage room, that we could use. So just let you know about that. And then be a point of contact for the students showing interest in there, because I gotta say, you have the most energy. You're obviously the most energetic in the video. So I think having your face out there and having you as a point of contact will be perfect for getting those people in the door for our meetings. And also then it comes down to us making sure retention is on point. So Wyatt, I know you got it. And then this portion is just going to nominations. I just added that in there. Nominee speeches and elections, how we run that. But that's pretty much it from there. Let's go back to the agenda. Now we're looking at DECA fundraising agreement contract. This portion, this way, I created this way we don't run into those same issues that we did with like Solia's. So this is basically how you're going to use it. That's a lot of text, I know, but it's not as much as you think it would be. But let me just dive right into the structure of it. So every agreement that we're going to have, we're going to mark it down, and then we're scanning it in, and we'll have it in a file. That way you can rummage through them a lot quicker. I just thought that'd be a great touch for organizational purposes. Now we're looking at background information. So the business, the address of the business, and the name of the person you spoke to, as well as duties that will be required of DECA members. Then you go into, this is where you put the name of the company. And basically this is everything that they agreed upon. These are just some very cookie cutter ones that I come up with, and I think they cover a good broad spectrum. Moving down here, you'll notice this is us. This is what we'll agree to. Basically where the funds raised will be used. Recognize businesses that have helped. That's going to be Sophia and the social media aspect of it. Not to solicit or accept donations. This is basically saying that we won't take any money unless we have a written agreement. And moving down, because yeah, that's a lot of text as well. Key officials, basically this is who our point of contact is for the business. This is the person of the business that will be the point of contact that we'll be speaking to. So a person from DECA who talked to them, and the person who will be spoken to when we want to set up the business volunteer event or fundraiser. Termination, expiration, I put that in there just in case people didn't want to have an agreement with us for the longevity of the DECA organization, because yeah, that might be for quite some time. So I put it at a year. compliance with the law. I added additional terms and modifications and clarifications of anything else needed to be modified. Signatures for a witness. So I would prefer Jeff if he was out there to see the agreement being signed. Obviously, he knows law a bit better than all of us, so having that background will definitely help us fight in any case where there might be a misunderstanding or a conflict behind the funds that was raised. And finally, you look at the Technical College DECA. Yeah, this is basically the final signatures of the person, whether it be Jeff or one of our executive board members, the date, and then the person that we spoke to and practically set up the date for us. But that is that. Jumping back to the agenda here, the DECA calendar. So this, as you've probably seen on my Snapchat story, was a ton of fun. This is what I created. So I made this so that we all can have access to it and we can modify it as we please. Please don't delete things without asking. That would be great. But if, like, let's say you want to do something in August, let's say like the first DECA meeting over values, expectations, and recruiting initiatives. Yeah, August 27th, that would be perfect. Or if you have a volunteer event you want to add in there, yeah, drop it in there, let us know you dropped it in there. And we can always check this too. It's responsive too. Just make sure you go in chronological order. For some reason, it did not want to format it when I type in a date. To make it that way, you would have to have them in separate cells. Anyway, long story. Just make sure we do it in chronological order, and then we can also see how everything's going. I thought this would be really nice to make sure that we're all on the same page, no matter what. I know there's a lot of information coming at you, but let's go back to the agenda real quick. It's not the agenda. Now we have this one is the plan of action for fundraising initiatives throughout the summer. Okay, so this one, I definitely need you guys to meet up with me on this one, or at least drop in the group chat, video chat me, because I don't really know what businesses you guys want to reach out to, what days you're available. I don't know. I just really don't know. So if you guys could hit me up and let me know all about that, that would be perfect. Moving on. We have the DECA Cookout coming in June 23rd at Jeff's place from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's going to be a blast. And then redecorating DECA boards and showcases. When do you guys want to schedule that? I'm not really sure. 1 month, looking out entrance 15. So anybody coming in entrance 15, which is the business division, you'll notice that that's where this will be located, facing out there. We have 1 month when we have that container. That's usually how long we have it held down for. But yeah, that's basically all I had really that I really thought was pertinent for us to get an understanding of. Looking further into the agenda here, you have the DECA toolkit, which basically all of our files getting transferred, knowing it, understanding it. Plan of action for executive meetings, making sure all of our meetings are effective and we don't waste time just talking, blabbling, and so forth. And obviously volunteer events that we can add. I have a booklet of hundreds of places we can volunteer to, the dates that they set up, as well as the work that needs to be completed. Promotional video presented in August, which I just completed. Hope you guys liked it. Expectations and values. This will be presented to each member that comes in. I want to know your ideas on how we can help retain that value. Maintain the integrity of those values. Integrity happens to be one of our values. So that's obviously not anything too pertinent right now. Anyways, moving on to the next topic, which is the DECA calendar, which is planned. I just need you guys to continuously update that when anything comes to you. Understanding Google and Microsoft Sheets and documents, and marketing strategy. Sophia, I just want to sit down and work on that with you because I know you have a pretty creative mind. I got a pretty creative mind. Collab, I think we can make something awesome happen. Anyways, guys, that's all completely I had for you. So until next time, I hope you guys are having a killer summer. I gotta go. Peace.